Have you ever felt that nagging voice inside your head, telling you you're not good enough? Or maybe you've spent too much time worrying about what other people think, constantly replaying conversations, wondering if you said the right thing. It's a common feeling, this endless loop of self-doubt, where you feel like you need to prove yourself to the world to earn their respect. But here's a secret. Often the very act of trying to prove yourself can push respect away. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? We crave validation, yet it seems most elusive when we chase it directly. What if the key to unlocking true respect isn't about changing who you are, but about revealing it? What if the respect you're seeking isn't something you earn through effort, but something that people already feel for you deep down, based on something far more fundamental than your achievements or outward display? We'll explore this hidden truth today. This isn't just about your personal struggles. This quest for validation is a deeply human experience, one that many great thinkers and psychologists have explored for centuries. We're often taught that respect comes from our accomplishments or how well we fit in. But what if real, lasting respect works differently? What if it's not something you earn by putting on a show or by always trying to be someone else? Today, we're going to embark on an exploration into what true, authentic confidence really means. This isn't about faking it or acting tough. It's about embracing who you truly are, flaws and all. And here's the surprising revelation we'll uncover. When you do that, when you simply allow yourself to be genuinely you, people naturally respect you, often without even knowing why. Stay with me, because understanding this quiet power can completely change the way you see yourself and how you connect with everyone around you. Let's start with that strange paradox we touched on. Why does trying so hard to gain respect often push it away? To understand this, we need to look at how we typically present ourselves to the world. Think about it. From a young age, we learn what's considered good or acceptable. We learn to adapt, to fit in. We learn to show certain sides of ourselves and hide others. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's how we navigate social situations. But sometimes, this adaptation can go too far, creating a disconnect between who we truly are and, well, who we show ourselves to be. The famous Swiss psychologist Carl Jung called this the persona. Now, not the character from a video game, but a psychological concept. Think of it as a mask, or perhaps more accurately, a collection of masks. We wear different masks in different situations. The professional mask at work, the friendly neighbor mask, the cool, collected mask around strangers, the dutiful child mask with parents. These masks help us function. They help us play our roles in society. And there's nothing wrong with having a persona, really. We all need one, to some extent. It protects our inner self and helps us interact smoothly with the world. However, the problem arises when we start to believe the mask is who we really are. Or, worse, when we become so afraid of anyone seeing what's behind the mask that we spend all our energy maintaining it. When you're constantly trying to prove yourself, trying to be someone you think others want you to be, you're essentially operating from behind a very thick persona. You're performing. You're always on guard, making sure every word, every gesture, every opinion aligns with the image you want to project. Imagine you're at a party, trying desperately to impress someone. You might laugh louder than usual, tell stories that aren't quite true, or agree with opinions you don't actually hold. You're not being you. You're being a version of you designed to earn approval. Or, think about a work meeting where you feel pressured to sound smart. You might use complex words, interrupt others, or pretend to know more than you do. In these moments, you're not expressing authentic confidence. You're demonstrating a need for external validation. And here's the subtle truth. People can sense this. Not consciously, perhaps, but on a deeper, intuitive level. They pick up on the tension, the effort, the underlying neediness. It creates a subtle barrier. When someone is trying too hard, it can make others feel uncomfortable or even slightly distrustful. It's like watching an actor who's trying too hard to play a role. You don't connect with the character, you just see the effort. The secret respect simply doesn't flow towards that effort. So, if the persona is the face we show the world, what about the parts we hide, even from ourselves? This brings us to another powerful Jungian concept, the shadow. The shadow isn't necessarily evil, as the name might suggest, but rather, it's made up of all the parts of ourselves that we've rejected, suppressed, or denied. These are the impulses, desires, fears, weaknesses, and even positive qualities that don't fit our ideal image of ourselves or our persona. Maybe it's your insecurity about your intelligence, your hidden anger, your fear of failure, your secret desire for attention, or even a deep creative urge you've never pursued because you thought it was impractical. Whatever it is, if it doesn't fit the perfect image you want to project, you push it down, hide it away in your psychological basement. The problem is, these parts don't just disappear. They stay with you, lurking in the shadows, constantly demanding energy to keep them hidden. Think of it like holding a beach ball underwater. It takes a lot of effort to keep it submerged, and the moment you relax, it pops right back up. Similarly, the energy you spend trying to hide your perceived flaws or weaknesses is enormous. It leaves you feeling drained, anxious, and perpetually on edge. For example, maybe you're secretly insecure about your public speaking skills, but you act overly confident and dismissive of others' opinions in discussions. This overcompensation is your shadow, your insecurity, trying to stay hidden. Or perhaps you resent a friend's success, but you plaster on a fake smile and offer overly enthusiastic congratulations. That resentment is a part of your shadow. When we deny these parts of ourselves, we become less whole, less genuine. We are not flaws and all. We are flaws hidden away. And this hiddenness, this internal conflict, projects a subtle inauthenticity that people can feel. It adds to the sense that you are performing, rather than simply being. So we've seen how trying to prove ourselves through a carefully constructed persona and spending energy hiding our shadow can actually push respect away. The question then becomes, what does authentic confidence look like? And how does it lead to that quiet, secret respect we're seeking? The answer lies in what Jung called integration, or the process of embracing your whole self. This doesn't mean airing all your dirty laundry to the world, or suddenly becoming rude and unfiltered. Not at all. Authentic confidence is about an asterisk internal shift, a deep acceptance of who you are, flaws and all. It's about acknowledging your persona for what it is, a useful tool, not your entire identity, and shining a light on your shadow, bringing those rejected parts of yourself into your conscious awareness. When you begin to accept your insecurities, your past mistakes, your quirky habits, your hidden desires, you stop fighting yourself. You free up all that mental energy you were using to keep the beach ball underwater. Imagine how much lighter you would feel, how much more present you could be, if you weren't constantly worried about maintaining an image or hiding a part of yourself. This is the core of authentic confidence. It's not about acting tough or pretending you have no flaws. It's about knowing you do have flaws and being okay with them. It's the quiet power of not needing to prove anything to anyone, because you've already proven it to yourself. You've accepted your own human condition. Now you might be thinking, but won't people judge me if I show my flaws? Won't they take advantage of me if I'm not always presenting a strong front? This is a common and very valid concern. And here's where the secret respect truly comes into play, often through a phenomenon psychologists call projection, or the mirror effect. When you're genuinely accepting of yourself, people, they really feel it. When you're comfortable in your own skin, others tend to become comfortable around you. Why? Because you're sending out clear, honest signals. There's no hidden agenda, no pretense. Your energy is congruent, which means your outward presentation matches your inner state. This congruence is incredibly attractive on a subconscious level. Think about it this way. Our minds, well, they're constantly trying to make sense of the world and the people in it. When someone is inauthentic, there's a subtle dissonance. It's like a piece of music that's slightly off-key. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it just doesn't sound right. This creates a sense of unease or distrust. But when someone is truly authentic, their signals are clear and harmonious. This creates a sense of safety and trust. You don't have to guess who they are. You don't feel like you're being manipulated. And you don't have to navigate their hidden agendas. This clarity is deeply respected. Furthermore, When you demonstrate self-acceptance, you subconsciously give others permission to accept themselves. Many people struggle with their own insecurities and feel the pressure to wear a persona. When they encounter someone who is genuinely at ease with their whole self, it can resonate deeply within them. They might not even be aware of it, but they see a reflection of a truth they long for in themselves. They might project their own desire for authenticity onto you, seeing you as someone courageous and strong for daring to be truly yourself. This isn't admiration for your achievements. It's a profound, often unspoken respect for your being. It's the recognition of your fundamental human truth. This kind of respect isn't earned by what you do, but by who you are. It's not about your achievements, your social status, your wealth, or your outward display of power. It's about the quiet strength that comes from knowing yourself and accepting yourself. This resonates with ancient wisdom traditions and modern psychology alike. Many great thinkers, including Jung, they've emphasized that true wisdom and a meaningful life, it really comes from self-knowledge and self-acceptance, not from external validation. Consider the person in your life whom you genuinely respect, not just admire. It's rarely the loudest person in the room or the one constantly seeking attention. It's often the person who is calm, grounded, consistent, and quietly self-assured. They don't need to boast. Their quiet presence, well, it speaks for itself. They listen more than they talk. And when they do speak, their words, they really carry weight because they're just so genuine. They're comfortable with silence. They can admit when they don't know something. And they can stand by their values without needing everyone else to agree. This is the essence of authentic confidence. This profound respect also stems from the fact that authentic individuals are truly free. They're not enslaved by the opinions of others or the need for external approval. They're not constantly fighting an internal battle with their own repressed parts. This freedom, it's palpable. When you're truly free, you create a space for others to feel free around you. This freedom often manifests as a lack of neediness. And neediness, as we've discussed, it's a primary driver of the inauthentic self that pushes respect away. So what does living authentically really look like in our daily lives? It's not about being rude or reckless or abandoning all social graces. No, it's about finding an inner alignment between who you are and how you behave. For instance, it means, setting boundaries without apology. If you don't want to do something, you can politely say no, without feeling guilty or making up elaborate excuses. You understand that your time and energy are valuable, and you don't need to justify protecting them. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about respecting yourself first, which paradoxically teaches others how to respect you too. It communicates that your yes truly means something, because your no is also genuine. It also means speaking your mind respectfully, even if your opinion is unpopular. Instead of saying what you think others want to hear, you express your genuine thoughts while still being considerate of others. You're comfortable with potential disagreement because your self-worth isn't tied to everyone agreeing with you. You don't need to win every argument or prove you're the smartest person in the room. You share your perspective because it's genuinely yours, not to dominate or impress. Imagine a situation where everyone is agreeing with a flawed idea in a group setting. The authentically confident person is the one who, calmly and without aggression, says, "I see what you're saying, but I have a slightly different perspective on this. Have we considered X, Y, and Z?" They don't do it to show off or to prove others wrong. Instead, it's because they genuinely believe it's important to voice their truth. This quiet courage, by the way, is immensely respected. Being authentically confident also means being comfortable with silence. You don't feel the need to fill every void in conversation or to constantly perform for others' amusement. You're comfortable simply being present, listening, and observing. This quiet presence, in fact, can be far more impactful and respectable than endless chatter. It also means being able to admit when you're wrong or when you don't know something. This isn't a sign of weakness, by the way. It's a sign of humility and intellectual honesty. When you can say, "I made a mistake there," or "I don't have the answer to that, but I'll find out," You show a strength that's far more compelling than someone who pretends to be infallible. People respect honesty and vulnerability, not a flawless facade. Now, you might be wondering, but what if I try to be authentic and some people still don't respect me? What if I'm misunderstood or even disliked? This is a crucial point to address. The kind of secret respect we're talking about isn't about universal popularity. In fact, when you become more authentic, some people will inevitably feel uncomfortable. Your authenticity might challenge their own carefully constructed personas. They might project their own insecurities onto you, or simply prefer to interact with someone who's easier to figure out and fit into a neat box. But here's the key: the respect we're discussing. It's not about external validation from everyone. It's about attracting the right kind of respect, the deep, genuine admiration from those who truly see you and who value honesty and realness over pretense. When you are authentically yourself, you naturally repel those who seek superficiality, and you attract those who crave genuine connection. You are effectively weeding out superficial relationships, leaving room for deeper, more meaningful ones. This isn't about being universally liked. It's about being genuinely respected by those whose respect truly matters. Ultimately, the revelation here is this: the respect you seek isn't something you earn by changing yourself or by putting on a show. It's something that flows naturally to you when you stop trying to earn it, and instead focus on simply being yourself. It's an internal shift, not an external performance. It's the profound realization that you are already worthy of respect, not because of what you achieve or what mask you wear, but because of the fundamental truth of who you are. This authentic confidence isn't something you get from others. It's something you cultivate within yourself. It's the quiet power that comes from knowing yourself, from accepting your whole self, your strengths, your vulnerabilities, your light, and your shadow, and from choosing to live in alignment with that truth. When you free yourself from the endless loop of trying to prove your worth, you unlock a magnetism that people feel on a deep, often unconscious, level. This quiet power of simply being genuinely you is incredibly attractive, incredibly trustworthy, and commands a deep, secret respect that no amount of outward effort could ever achieve. We started this journey with that familiar ache inside, the one that whispers, "You're not enough." You know, that constant worry about what others think. We talked about how we often try so hard to prove ourselves, to earn respect, only to find it slipping further and further away. This is the great paradox we uncovered. We saw how we put on masks, what we call our personas, just to fit in. And sometimes, well, we lose ourselves completely in that performance. And then we looked at the shadow, those parts of us we hide away, even from ourselves, because we fear they're just not good enough. We learned that all that effort to hide and to perform, it actually builds a wall between us and the very respect we crave. But then we uncovered a profound truth. The key to unlocking true respect isn't about hiding or changing. It's about revealing. It's about a deep internal shift, Jung called integration, which means embracing your whole self, the light and the shadow, the strengths and the struggles, without judgment. We found that authentic confidence isn't about faking it until you make it, or pretending to be perfect. It's about knowing your imperfections, acknowledging them, and being completely okay with them. It's the quiet power of not needing to prove anything to anyone, because you've already found that acceptance within yourself. And from this authentic place, we discovered why everyone secretly respects you. It's not about what you do, but about who you are. When you are truly comfortable in your own skin, when your outward self matches your inner truth, people feel it. Your congruence creates a space of safety and trust. You subtly give others permission to be themselves because you are brave enough to be genuinely you. This isn't admiration for your achievements. It's a profound, often unspoken respect for your very being, a recognition of your fundamental human truth. This is the freedom from constantly seeking approval. And this freedom, it's deeply magnetic. Perhaps you've been on this journey of self-doubt for a long time. Maybe you felt isolated in your struggle to fit in, always wondering if you're doing it right, always second-guessing your every move. Know this: what you've experienced is a deeply human condition. It's not a flaw unique to you. The pressure to conform, the fear of judgment, the desire for acceptance. These are battles fought by countless individuals throughout history. You are not broken for feeling this way. In fact, your sensitivity, your desire to connect, your longing for genuine respect are all signs of a rich inner life. What we've explored today is not about fixing something that's wrong with you, but about unlocking something incredible that was always right there, waiting inside you. You already possess immense worth. Your value is not, and never has been, dependent on external validation. Not on how many people like you, or on how perfectly you play a role. The respect you seek is not something outside of you to be earned, but an echo of the respect you grant yourself. It's the quiet understanding that your unique blend of experiences, your vulnerabilities, your quirky habits, your strengths, all of it makes you inherently valuable, inherently deserving of respect. This realization is incredibly liberating. It means you can finally let go of the exhausting performance, the constant striving, and simply breathe. So, where do we go from here? This isn't just theory. It's a way of living. The insights we've shared today offer a roadmap, but the journey of authentic living is a continuous one. It starts with a choice. Will you continue to wear the masks that drain your energy and prevent true connection? Or will you keep hiding those parts of yourself that make you uniquely human, fearing judgment and missing out on genuine relationships? Or will you choose a different path? Will you begin the courageous process of integration, of befriending your shadow, for instance, and acknowledging your persona as a tool, not your master? Imagine how your life could change when you embrace your authentic self. Imagine the freedom of not needing to impress anyone. Imagine the depth of connection you could form when you show up as your true self, imperfections and all. This isn't about a grand, dramatic transformation overnight. It's about small, consistent acts of self-acceptance. It's about allowing yourself to be a little more vulnerable, a little more honest, a little more, well, you in your daily interactions. It's about being comfortable with who you are, whether you're in a crowded room or alone with your thoughts. This inner peace, this groundedness, is the true mark of authentic confidence. Remember that nagging voice from the beginning? The one telling you, you're not good enough? When you embrace authentic confidence, that voice loses its power, and the desire to constantly prove yourself fades away, because you understand that the deepest respect, the kind that truly matters, isn't something you fight for. It's something that quietly flows towards you when you simply dare to be yourself. It's the profound, often unspoken truth that everyone, deep down, secretly respects you. Not for what you pretend to be, no, but for the fundamental, unshakable truth of who you are, flaws and all. This journey of self-discovery and authentic living, it's not one you have to walk alone. In fact, it benefits immensely from shared experiences and reflections. I would love to hear your thoughts on what we've discussed today. Have you ever felt the pressure to wear a persona? What parts of your shadow do you find hardest to accept? And what does authentic confidence look like for you in your daily life? Share your experiences, your insights, or even your questions in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can explore these deep human truths together, openly and honestly. And if you found value in this exploration, if this discussion resonated with that quiet part of you longing for genuine connection and inner peace, then I invite you to join our growing community of thinkers and seekers. By subscribing to this channel, you'll continue to embark on similar journeys with us, exploring profound ideas from philosophy, psychology, and ancient wisdom that illuminate the human experience and empower you to live a more authentic, meaningful life. We're just getting started on uncovering these hidden truths, and your presence here makes this conversation all the richer. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's continue to build a life founded on true, unwavering confidence. Because the most respected version of you is simply you.